In Module 2, Lesson 3, we're going to continue interpreting and computing the division of a fraction by a fraction and continuing with more models. Our opening exercise asks us to draw a model to represent 12 divided by 3. And there are actually two ways that we could draw that interpretation. We can represent the whole as 12. And divide that whole into 3 sections, with each section representing 4. Or we could represent our whole as 12, and we could represent each section being 3, which would mean that we would have to have 4 sections of 3. There are a variety of different ways we could reword that question. Some examples: if we divide 12 into 3 groups of equal size, what is the size of each group? If we divide 12 into groups of size 3, how many groups would we have? If we have 12 chickens and I put 3 chickens in each cage, how many cages will I need? And if I have 12 flowers and I place 3 flowers in each vase, how many vases will I need? So moving on to example 1. What is 8/9 divided by 2/9? We're going to start by drawing a model of the division problem, and because our denominator in both fractions is 9, we'll need to take our diagram and divide it into 9 pieces. So now we have a diagram with 8/9 shaded. And next we need to find out how many sets of 2/9 there are in this diagram. So we'll look at our model and count off 2/9 sections. And we find that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of 2/9 in our 8/9 piece. In example 2, we're asked, what is 9/12 divided by 3/12? And we are again going to create a model to support our answer. One way to interpret the question is by saying how many 3/12 are there in 9/12. In other words, I need to divide 9/12 by 3/12, which is the same as 9 units divided by 3 units, which is 3. That's because the units that we're starting with, the size of the units that we're starting with which are 12ths, and the size of the units that we're dividing by are 12ths. So we start with a diagram of 9/12, and then we're going to find out how many sets of 3/12 there are in this diagram of 9/12. So we'll take our model and divide it into sets of 3/12. And we find that there are 3 sets of 3/12. So 9/12 divided by 3/12 equals 3. In example 3, we're going to divide 7/9 by 3/9. Again, drawing a model. And what we're looking for is how many sets of 3 nines are there in a 7 ninths piece. So we'll start by making our 7 ninths piece. So once we have our model of 7 ninths, we need to find out how many 3 ninths pieces there are in that set. There's 1, 2 3 ninths pieces, and then there's an extra piece this time. If we section off a full 3 ninths piece, we can see that we have 2 full pieces of 3 ninths and 1/3 of the third one. 1 piece out of 3. So there are 2 and 1/3 sets of 3 ninths in 7 ninths. We can also note that because the denominators are the same, in other words, because the size of each of the pieces is exactly the same, we can find this answer by doing 7 divided by 3, which again is 2 and 1/3. For the rest of the exercises in this lesson, I'd like to leave the student to practice and to draw the model on their own. If you need additional examples on how to draw the models, look back at Lesson 1 and Lesson 2 in Module 2 as well, and then continue on completing the problem set as well.